When I had a subscriber reach out and ask me to do a comparison between the Louis Vuitton Croisette and the Mulberry Mini Alexa, I was like, yes, absolutely. How could I not? Thank you for asking. So today's video is going to be a comparison between these two bags. As you can see, they are very similar in style. The Mulberry Mini Alexa does have a top handle. It's a braided top handle and is shorter. The Louis Vuitton Croisette also has a top handle. It's a smooth top handle and it is longer. So with the Mulberry Mini Alexa, you cannot put your hand inside of the handle, but with the Louis Vuitton Croisette, you definitely can. Now, with that being said, you can still hold this very comfortably top handle. You just can't slip it on the crook of your arm like you can with the Louis Vuitton Croisette. Let's go ahead and take a look at the details of the Mulberry Mini Alexa. The Mini Alexa, again, is going to have that top handle. You're going to have two little straps that dangle down, and you have a turn lock closure. You're not going to have any feet on the bottom of the bag, and there is not a back pocket. These little clips here are magnetic, so you do have to pull them in order to open the bag. I have opted to leave my stickers on mine so that it is a little bit less strong of a magnet because they are pretty strong. Then you're going to turn your turn lock, and that is how you open the bag. As far as the interior of the bag, it is not lined. You're just going to have the suede or the back of the leather as far as the interior goes. And you're going to have these little toggles here on the side. These, you can see that little tiny gold button here. You pop these open and it will expand the bag so that you can get in there more easier. So you can pull these out if you want. And that makes it a completely different look. I never wear mine like that, so it's going to, of course, just try to pop right back in. But that is what that looks like with it undone, which gives it a completely different look in my opinion, and it makes it so it's a much wider opening. As far as the Louis Vuitton Croisette goes, it only comes in the Damier Azur canvas or the Damier Ebene canvas. They don't have any leather options, unfortunately. This bag does not come with feet either. I have chosen to add the feet from the handbag. What is it called? The handbag. They're called handbag heels, but this is from, why am I blanking on the name? I talk about it all the time, you guys. The Gal's Guide shop. I am so sorry, Alyssa. I don't know what happened. Alyssa is her name. She runs the Gal's Guide shop, and she has little feet that you can put on the outside of your bag. It's magnetic, so it's non abrasive. It's not going to hurt your bag. This bag, so it doesn't have any feet. It does have an S-lock closure, so you have to pinch this in order to open the bag. It's going to have a canvas lining with a beautiful pink interior. You're going to have one slip pocket back here, and then you have, well, I have the little magnets at the bottom of the bag. That is from the handbag heels. You're not going to have a back pocket, and you do have a little tassel here. I have little rubber bands on my tassel because I don't like it when it's all sprayed open, but let me go ahead and take these off so I can share it with you guys what it looks like when it is unbound together. Okay, so that is how that little tassel looks when it's unbound. I have seen on the pre-loved market where a lot of times they're very sprayed out, and I have learned with mine that from me putting this back in the dust bag, this does tend to loosen up, and I just don't like that look. So that's why I put the rubber bands around mine. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the straps. As you can see here, the Mulberry Mini Alexa strap is slightly thicker than the Louis Vuitton strap. The Louis Vuitton strap is in vachetta leather, and the Mulberry Mini Alexa, I'm not sure what type of leather this is, but I will pop it up on the screen for you. It's the same exact leather as the bag. The Louis Vuitton strap is not adjustable, but it is removable. So that is definitely a huge con for me. I'm 5'6" and I'm a size 10, and the Louis Vuitton strap fits perfectly on me. But if you are really tall, or you're really curvy, or you're really petite, then this strap isn't going to work for you. And let's face it, these are luxury bags. We should not be paying luxury prices for a strap that's not adjustable. The Mulberry Mini Alexa strap, on the other hand, is adjustable. It does have Mulberry in the hardware as well. It doesn't have a little tab to hold this down, so I went ahead and put clear elastics on mine to hold it down. That is definitely a con for me. And I also don't love these little claw clips. I prefer a smoother, sleeker clip like the Louis Vuitton clip here. The Louis Vuitton hardware is also going to say Louis Vuitton on it. Now, if you are in love with the Louis Vuitton Croisette, but this strap is not going to work for you, you can buy a strap from Louis Vuitton, but they are very expensive. I've come across a brand, DGAZ. They are sold on Amazon. They have different colors of vachetta, so you can match your vachetta as close as possible to your bag. And I believe that their straps retail for around $50. I found that the actual glazing on their strap is really close to the Louis Vuitton glazing as well. So from a naked eye, nobody's going to know it's not a Louis Vuitton strap, and it's not a strap that came with your bag. So if you love the bag, that's another option. I'll link it down below for you guys in case you're interested. Now let's take a second to talk about styling. Which one of these bags is easier for me to style, and which one do I reach for more? Both of these bags were in my top 3 most used bags for 2024. So obviously I style both of them quite a bit, but I have to say, if I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt, something very casual and simple, I tend to reach for my Louis Vuitton Croisette. If I'm wearing a frilly pink dress or a casual but still a little bit more dressy, like if I was wearing this top with a pair of jeans, I would reach for this over this. So with that being said, this one definitely goes for my dressed down days, and this one definitely goes more with my dressed up days. But if I had to choose which one is easiest for me to style more often, I would have to go for my Mulberry Mini Alexa. Now keep in mind, I chose a Mini Alexa that goes in my color palette, which is really important. So this color of pink goes well with almost all of my wardrobe. And I also chose this in a plain leather, whereas this is a canvas, so it's got the checkered print. For me personally, it's easier for me to style something plain and simple like this than something with a checkered print like this, which is why I often wear this with my dress down outfits, because I don't care if my graphic tee is going to match the checkered or not, and I wear this a little bit more when I'm a little bit more done up. So what are the pros of the Mulberry Mini Alexa? You are getting a full leather bag for $1,250. This bag also goes on sale. They are currently having a sale. There are a few of them that I will link down below in a few colors that are on sale. And when they go on sale, they often drop down to under $1,000. Another pro is the fact that if you are to buy this bag from the Mulberry website, they do not charge you tax and they do not charge you shipping, and it comes packaged absolutely beautifully. So I recommend always going through the Mulberry website if you can. Another pro about this bag is how small and compact it is, but how much it can fit inside. And we will dive into what fits inside next. I currently have her stuffed and she fits all of the everyday essentials. So the fact that you have a small, compact, cute bag that has this little top handle, but you can still hold all of your everyday essentials is definitely a pro for me. I also love the fact that I could definitely wear this with something simple like I'm wearing today, just a simple sweater with a pair of jeans, or I can wear it with dresses, which I do on numerous occasions. So I can dress this up a little bit if I wanted to, and I could also dress it down, and I don't feel like this bag is out of place either way. Now, a lot of people say that the normal size Alexa is pretty heavy, which actually surprised me because I feel like the Mulberry Mini Alexa is not very heavy. As I mentioned earlier, it's not lined, so it doesn't have extra leather to it. It's just the backside suede of the leather on the outside. But I will say this is a nice, thick, and sturdy leather. So it might be a little bit heavier than a canvas bag, probably a little bit heavier than the Louis Vuitton Croisette, but it's not heavy by any means. So just for a little recap, the pros of this is you can wear it any way you want, dressed up or dressed down. It's lightweight, it holds all of the essentials, it's small and compact, but still is going to hold everything that you need. The price point is amazing for a full leather bag. And then of course there are a few other things, like the fact that it has a top handle, it has an adjustable strap. I could go on and on, but the main pros are the ones, or the main pros for me at least, are the ones that I just mentioned. The pros for the Louis Vuitton Croisette are very similar to the pros for the Mulberry Mini Alexa for me. It's very comfortable for me to wear crossbody. It's nice and thin, and it's small and compact, so it does look really cute and really stylish, but at the same time it holds all of my everyday essentials with ease. It has a top handle, which makes it very versatile. You can wear it on the crook of your arm as well. I love the S-lock closure. I love the pink interior, and I love the canvas. It's easy for me to style, but it doesn't have an adjustable strap. So that one is definitely a Debbie Downer compared to the Mulberry Mini Alexa. But this one is also comes at a pretty hefty price tag. Now for Louis Vuitton, it's a lower price tag than most of their bags on their website, let's be real, but it is a heftier price tag than the Mulberry Mini Alexa. So this one retails right over $2,000, and that's about a $700 difference, $750, something like that. I don't have the exact price point of this one. So for $750, you could buy yourself a whole different bag if you wanted to. So I would say that this price point, even though it is good for Louis Vuitton, if I'm doing a direct comparison between the two, the Mulberry Mini Alexa definitely wins on that one. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what fits inside, but don't go anywhere, because right after we see what fits inside, we're going to go over the cons, the juicy, all the details, and I'm going to try to be as ruthless as possible because these are some of my favorite bags, and I'm going to try to be completely unbiased because, as I mentioned, this is a video that was requested because somebody is torn between these two bags, and I want to make sure that I'm not giving my personal opinion in the video. I want this person to get what she can out of the video and the topic, but I also want her to make her own decision. So I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. So as far as this bag goes and what fits inside, you can see I've got her pretty full, but as I mentioned earlier, if you undo the buttons, you can fill her up more. So you can definitely put more stuff in here than what I have inside of here right now. The first thing that I have inside of here is going to be my iPhone 13 Pro Max, and this is a pretty chunky case that I had inside of the bag. The next thing I'm going to have is a compact wallet. I do have mine pretty full at the moment, so she's a little chunky girl, and she fit in there with absolutely no issues. The next item is going to be my sunglasses inside of a soft case, and then I'm going to have my key pouch. This is from Dress Up Your Purse. I have a discount code and I will link it down below in case you're interested. But I wanted to share with you guys the color difference. So this is a true like powder baby pink, and this is a more lilac pink. It has a little bit more of a lilac undertone. That way you guys can see the difference in the colorway. The next item, and the biggest item that I have inside of here, is going to be my mini pochette. Now, I don't usually go over what's inside of my mini pochette, but I have this thing packed full today, so I thought I would share with you guys what I have in here. I have just a classic chapstick. I have a hand cream from Bath & Body Works. This actually smells really good. It's called Bright Christmas Morning. I bought a bunch of them during the Black Friday sale because they were so cheap. I have some little eye drops in here, a sanitary wipe because we all need those from time to time, eyeglass cleaners. I have a little pill bottle here that I just refill. I have this little handbag hook from the brand Orderly. That is a small business. If you guys want to support a small business, I highly recommend checking out Orderly Australia. And then I have a Toca Florence perfume. This used to be my signature perfume in my 20s, and I saw it on Nordstrom and I decided to buy the small bottle just to see if I still like it. And I do still like it, but it's a little bit too florally for me at this point in my life. I actually like unisex scents. My favorite scent at the moment is by Tom Ford, and it's Tobacco Vanilla. And the last item that I have inside of this bag is going to be a pack of mitts. So all of those items, again, fit in there perfectly. It wasn't a struggle to get them in there, but I wouldn't say that you could fit much more inside of this bag unless you put something on top. Now, my Kindle does fit inside of here with all of these items, but I decided not to show it because I know a lot of people don't really carry a Kindle around with them. So I thought it would be a little bit unrealistic, but it does fit in here. It's nice and slim and compact. So maybe if you have a iPad of some sort, a mini iPad, maybe it would fit inside of here as well. Before I jump into whether or not all of those items fit inside of the Louis Vuitton Croisette and which bag holds more, I did want to share with you guys the insert that I have. I have a very thin insert from Zumoni. I don't have a discount code, but I will try to find somebody else's discount code and link it down below for you guys. Here it is. I love the fact that this is so thin. It fits so beautifully inside of my bag. And I don't even realize that it's there because it takes up such a small amount of space. As far as the interior goes, you have that beautiful suede here. You have a pocket here. And then you do have a little lining at the very, very bottom there. But other than that, you're not going to have a lining inside of the Mulberry Mini Alexa. I went ahead and put all of those same items inside of the Louis Vuitton Croisette. So yes, ma'am, it holds all of the same items, but I will say it's a tighter fit than inside of the Mulberry Mini Alexa. So the Mulberry Mini Alexa, although these hold the same amount, the Mulberry Mini Alexa, you probably could squeeze another item inside of there, whereas the Croisette, you cannot. So you can fit the Kindle because it is so thin without a case, but I wouldn't imagine you'd be able to fit it with a case. So you can see all of those items right down in there. Same exact items. I'm not going to go over them again. And then you could put your sunglasses right on top, or you can slide them down like how I originally had them. But with it being so tight, for me personally, I think I would just put it on top. Now, if I didn't have the mints, because I don't always carry mints with me, then it is a much smoother fit. And I would put my sunglasses down in the side of the bag, and then I just wouldn't carry those with me. So now let's jump into the cons of the Mulberry Mini Alexa. When I first got the Mulberry Mini Alexa, I felt like the leather was somewhat dry. I have learned that, or I believe it is this specific type of leather because, and I have to check my facts, but I believe that this is the same leather as the leather that Dress Up Your Purse uses. And this one came in feeling pretty dry as well. But as you start to use these bags and your hands and your oils touch the bags, then it no longer feels dry. It just feels that way when it's brand new, fresh out of the box. My YSL college bag is another bag that felt that way when I first got it. It felt very dry to the touch, but then as I started to use it, it did feel a little bit more just hydrated, I guess. Right now it doesn't feel dry at all. It feels very smooth, but I did want to note that when I first got it, that was my first impression. Now, for a lot of people, the fact that this bag does not have feet on it would be a con. I actually don't care if my handbags have feet on them or not. The only time I really ever put my bag down is if I'm at a restaurant and I'm eating, and I usually will set it in my lap, or if I'm in a booth, I'll sit it down in the booth right next to me. And I always look and make sure that the bag is not being put into something, or I'll go ahead and use my handbag hook from Orderly Australia, which will keep it up off of the floor. The only other time is if I'm in my office and then I put it down on a clean countertop. I clean my office once a week. I'm very, very anal about how organized and clean my office is. So I don't ever worry about my handbags having feet, but I could definitely see that being a con for some people. Another con that I have to mention is that I have had color transfer on this bag. Now, I don't know if it's because the leather of it being the texture that it originally was, or if it's just the fact of this color, but I don't ever wear my bags with brand new clothing. If I am wearing something brand new, I make sure it's washed first, and then I will carry it top handle, and I won't wear it up against my body for several washes later because I'm worried about color transfer. This bag and one other bag are the only two bags I've ever had color transfer on. But with the color transfer that I got, I had it right here on these edges right here. Both times that I had color transfer, it wiped right off. So it is a con because of course it scared the crap out of me. I was like, oh my gosh. It was from denim, it was from my jeans. But other than that, it hasn't had any color transfer and it hasn't had any staining. Another con for a lot of people is the opening of this bag. You do have to pull this open, twist this, and pull this open. I personally just leave my lock open and then I put these down here. And for me, it's fine. It's no big deal to pull this and then open my bag. So for me, it's not a con at all. I've said this several times. I understand why some people would feel like it is a con, but I am the type of person, you guys, where I am early everywhere. I am prepared always. So for example, if I am waiting in line, I pull my wallet out when I'm 2 people back. So I'm never trying to rush into my bag while I'm at the cash register trying to check out. It's just, for me personally, that stresses me out. It gives me anxiety. It makes me feel inconsiderate of other people's time and the people behind me. So I'm always ready to go before I even get up to the cash register. And there's no other time that I can think of that I need to hurry up and get inside of my bag. If my phone is ringing, it can ring for a couple seconds for me to get into my bag. It's no big deal. So for me personally, it's just simply not a con. It's not something that bothers me or annoys me in any fashion or any sort. Now keep in mind, these are 2 of my favorite bags. So I'm not going to have extensive long cons on these bags, but I'm trying to share with you guys everything that I can personally think of. So one of the things that can definitely be a con with this bag is the vachetta leather. Now, if you go for the damier ebene instead, then it has treated leather and you won't have to worry about that. My vachetta has darkened over time, as everybody's will. I've sprayed mine twice. I sprayed it the first year I got it, and then I sprayed it again recently just to protect it. I don't have any water spots on mine at all, but it definitely has darkened quite a bit. Another con is this tassel. Now, I actually like the tassel. I think it makes the bag very casual and very cutesy. Cutesy, who am I? I don't ever say that. I must be watching too much TikTok. But it is very cute. I don't like that it's red on the inside. I wish it was pink, since the inside of this bag is pink. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't like when it flares open. So the tassel is kind of a con for me. I wish they would have included some other sort of bag charm with this instead of the tassel. The S-lock closure gets very, very scratched up. Mine is definitely beat up. Let me see if I can show you guys a close-up here. Very, very scratched. That is due to trying to line up the S-lock and then find it in the correct spot. The interior is canvas, which I don't mind at all. So that's definitely not a con for me. The canvas itself in the damier azur can yellow over time, but I don't find that mine has. In fact, I have right here, this is a brand new bag. Oh, I'm about to drop my bag. Let's not do that. And you can see the canvas looks very, very similar. I don't think that this one is any more yellow than this one. And the fact that I live in Arizona, where it's a desert and it's sunny all year round, just goes to show you that I don't think it yellows too much over time. I do store mine in a dust bag though, so keep that in mind. And then for just a quick little comparison with the vachetta, you can see the 2 different vachetta leathers there. This is what it starts out looking like, and this is what it looks like after. I think I've had this bag for, will it be 3 years? I think it's going to be 3 years in May. So about 2.5 years at this point. So out of the 2, the Louis Vuitton Croisette in the damier azur canvas does have more cons than the Mulberry Mini Alexa for me personally. I'm going to go ahead and pop up some photos of me wearing both of these bags for you guys to see how it fits on my frame. Keep in mind, when I first purchased this bag, I was a size 6. I am now a size 10. I'm going to pop up photos of both back then and now if I can find them. That way you guys can see the difference as in how it fits on a size 6 body versus a size 10. It's not drastically different by any means, so I do think that if you are a little bit more petite, then both of these bags will work really well for you. I will say that the Mulberry Mini Alexa, the holes in the strap are not very, they're pretty long. Like, I keep it on the shortest setting, and again, I'm 5'6" and a size 10. You can fix that yourself with a hole puncher, a leather hole puncher. I have discovered one, and I think it's absolutely amazing. I wish I would have got one sooner. It definitely makes it so that the bag, this one, works out better if I wanted to add some adjustments. Luckily, I don't need to, but keep that in mind in case you do need to. Now, I'm not going to say which one I would recommend over the other, because the truth is I want you guys to make your own decision on that based off of the knowledge that you have learned from my video and other people's videos. If you guys have any other questions, please leave them down below. I would be happy to answer them for you. But I do want to say individually whether or not I would recommend these bags. So let me start out with the Mini Alexa. The Mini Alexa, again, retails for $1,250, and you can buy it not pre-lived, I'm sorry. Well, you can buy it pre-lived, but you can buy it during their sales. Again, I will have some link down below for you guys. This bag for me is a huge hit. It surprised me by how much I love this bag and how much I reach for this bag and how much I use this bag. So if there is a Mulberry Mini Alexa in your color palette that's going to go well with all of your wardrobe, then I highly, highly recommend it. I don't think you'll be disappointed unless you're one of those people that need to get into your bag fast. Maybe you have babies and toddlers or things like that. Or maybe you have a job where you are on your phone and you have to get to your phone quickly. Then I would say maybe pass on this. But again, it's going to take you 10 seconds to pop this open. It's really not that big of a deal. So I would recommend this to everybody except for those people who get really bothered by things that are a little bit finicky. For the Louis Vuitton Croisette, if you love Damier Azur canvas or Damier Ebene canvas, and you are okay with the Vachetta leather, if you're going to go with the Damier Azur canvas, then I would highly, highly recommend this bag as well. Both of these bags, as I mentioned earlier, are on my most used list, and for good reason. They're both very practical for me and my lifestyle. The fact that they hold all of the everyday essentials, they're easy to use, they're carefree, I'm not stressed about them, makes them that much better in my personal opinion, which is why I reach for them so often. So I would definitely recommend this one as well. I don't think that you'll be disappointed with either bag.